live stream. Today I'm messing around with my Legion Go 2 16 gigabyte Z2 non-extreme, and I currently have Bazzite on it. Um, just gonna mess around with it. So far I like Bazzite. Um, Originally started with Windows because obviously they come with Windows. So as you can see, besides my face, you can see I'm on Bazzite OS version 43 stable. That's what I've been using for the past few days, and I really like it. It's been a great experience. So I thought I would just do like a live stream and just kind of mess around. So if you're watching this at a later date, this is recorded live. So I apologize for any long pauses or delays because obviously this is not edited. I'm just doing this for fun. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to get the Legion Go 2, um, and they like to look at how it performs live. So, again, this is the 16 gigabyte non extreme Z2. And I will tell you that since putting Bazzite on it, I do not feel limited by the Z2 non extreme or the 16 gigabytes. Now, if you've ever used the handhelds with Windows, you know that Windows, or if you've used Windows in general, you know that it's pretty resource, not intensive, but it's a resource hog, right? So Bazzite, I was actually able to set my VRAM, which did not work well on Windows, but on Bazzite, I set my VRAM to 8. I'll show you. So here you can see Ryzen Z2. Um, CPU cores, CPU logical cores 16.8, RAM size 7.55. And if I go down here, you can see the VRAM is 8 gigabytes. So, and I did try this on Windows, and you can tell when you set the VRAM to 8 gigabytes on Windows, um, I just start running into issues when playing games that I don't run into when I set it on Bazzite, because it can use the 8 VRAM and still just with only 8 gigabytes of memory for other tasks and background processes, it still runs super smooth. So if you were coming here wondering like, should I get the 16 gigabyte model? I would tell you yes if you were going to run Bazzite on it, or if you're going to run SteamOS, which I have not tried yet. And to be honest, since using Bazzite, I have no desire to go back to SteamOS, except for one reason, which I'll go into a little bit later. Um, but Bazzite's been great. It even already has some built-in stuff on here. So like if I press Y3, which is on the back, it takes me straight to my TDP controls. So I have quiet 8 watt, balance 15 watt, performance 20 watt, and then custom. If I click custom, I can set the TDP up to 30. That's as high as it goes right now. Um, like little quality of life things I love like this, because like SteamOS, it would just say like balance, performance, custom, but it doesn't really even tell you how many watts it's running at. And nor did Legion Space on Windows. So little things like this where it's like, if you're in playing balance, you're playing 15 watts. It just takes away the guesswork. And I really like those little things that they add in like that. Let's see. So what else? Oh, the RGB controls actually work. So if I hit the button, I can go down. Look at RGB mode. That worked off the bat, unlike SteamOS, which still, um, even now, with their SteamOS model of the Legion Go S, I think you still have to download HueSync, which to me is crazy that that has not been addressed. So just little things like that, I've been really impressed with Bazzite. But otherwise, it looks just like SteamOS. I mean, you are running SteamOS essentially through Bazzite, through Fedora. Um, you can even see if you go to, oops, settings, system. Oh, I don't know what I was looking for. It used to say SteamOS. I think when I had it on beta, it said SteamOS and then Bazzite. But it looks just like SteamOS. If I hit the right top button, it looks just like SteamOS. You got refresh rate 144. VRR I have turned on. You can click TDP limit and set it. And then currently I have stretch sharp, which is basically FSR1. On my scaling mode, I can turn those off when I go over some games. But that's what I run a lot of the games at personally. But what I was impressed with, which I'll start with, was Final Fantasy Rebirth. So I have the Legion Go S Z1E, which I'll grab. Oh, one second. Right here. And surprisingly, they both run really well. Once with Bazzite, it runs very similar to my 32 gigabyte Z1E, if not better, which I thought was crazy. But I'm just in like the grasslands area. Here we go. Okay, so this is grasslands. Where am I at? So if I set it at, I'm currently at 25. I should do a comparison with the Z1E actually. Oh, and you can tell it's in HDR mode because this little HDR thing clicks on once you enter the game. So like if I wasn't in the game, that would go away. I have my brightness turned down a lot just for the video. Otherwise, it looks really like weird on the video. But when I play, I'm usually playing around like 80 or 90%, burning my eyeballs. Okay, so just like SteamOS, Bazzite has the same overlays I could turn on. So I'm currently at hovering in like 35. I'll turn all this side scaling stuff off. One sec. I do want to leave stretch, but I'll turn that back to linear. And this is running at okay, windowed, 120 FPS, VRR. So I have dynamic at maximum 100% because I don't like how blurry it looks when it turns down. Everything's on low except character model detail, texture resolution are both high. I'm running, actually, I prefer to run TAA. I don't know why that said TAAU. And then I'm one step under, well, at least for this game, one step under 1920 by 1080. And we're averaging about 32, 35, 36, 38, 37. And I could tell you right now, I don't know if it's Bazzite is maybe a little better optimized than SteamOS, but when I run the exact same settings for my Z1E Legion Go S, this one, with 32 gigabytes of RAM, this is actually running better by like, I don't know, like 5 FPS with the same exact settings. So I don't know if that's a Bazzite thing or if that's a, and that's if I run them both at like 30 watts. Or if it's, I don't know what else. If it's the Z2, because they're supposedly the same chip, Z1E and Z2, but I can bust it out just to show you guys a comparison. But this is with everything off, no FSR, no frame generation. It's still at 37, 35. Sorry if this is too loud. Maybe I should turn the volume down on that a little bit. And the beauty about this, like frames aside, the VRR display on the Legion Go 2 goes as low as 30 hertz up to 144, whereas the Legion Go S is 48. So that's a huge difference. So even if you're only getting 32 frames or less or not, yeah, I mean, look, I'm at 33, 40. Like, it is not nearly as like juddery as it would be on my Legion Go S Z1E because of that VRR window. Like I have no frame generation on. I don't have what is it? Lossless scaling, which I could turn on if I want right here. So yeah, lossless scaling bumps it up to like what 71, 74. And it does look a little better. Definitely. But the VRR helps so much. But we'll leave that off for now. I'm just like really impressed with how big a difference that having that VRR window down, the variable refresh rate down to 30 hertz, as far as how smooth it looks. Now, if I put it to, let's see, 1080p, I can't tell if my comments, oh yeah, all messages are visible. Okay. Let me log into my MacBook really quick. Sorry, guys. That way, if anybody asks questions, I can tell. There we go. So yeah, Rebirth runs great. Especially, I thought I was going to need the extra VRAM. Oh, not the VRAM, just only having 16 gigabytes. I was really worried that that was going to hold me back. But here, let's see if I can. I don't know if I'm logged into Final Fantasy because I've been messing with it on my Z1E. Oh, I am. Perfect. Perfect. Let's give it a sec. All right, so this is the Z1E 32 gigabyte Legion Go S. And I'm going to run the exact same settings. Which it should be at 176892, 120 FPS, VRR, 100%, 100%. Background model, let's go down to low, low, high, high, TAA, 2 disabled. Okay. And then I'm going to run, what was I doing? 25 watts? Whoops. There. It's 25 watts. And then let's do performance profile. Look at that. 32. I don't know if you can see it that close. 35, 33, 35, 36. So it's literally like the same. And I have this VRAM on this one set at what is it? 16. So I have 16 set to VRAM on this compared to, I mean, neither of them are using a full 8, but compared to the 8 on the 16 gigabyte. Hold on, let me turn this down too. It's probably hella loud. And I'm getting a few more frames on my other model, the Legion Go 2, which is just weird to me. I think it has to do more with Bazzite optimization than it has to do with the actual internals. I just got this kill switch case and it's super comfortable, by the way. So look, I'm at 31, let's see, 31, 30, 34, 37, 39. So it's about the same. Okay, so let's suspend that one. Great feature, by the way. And then go back to the Legion Go 2. Give it a sec, so you gotta wait for the controllers to turn on. If you do use it, I suggest you, when you unsleep it, uh, let it do its thing, because if you start pressing buttons and stuff before it gets... Oh look, perfect example. Now I can't use my dang buttons. So I'm gonna have to restart the game. I have noticed that a little bit of a sleep issue with Bazzite. Sometimes. Most of the time it goes right back to working, but um, all right. So let's... Do I have lossless off? Okay, cool. So now I'm going to have to restart the game because it doesn't want to recognize my controller, which is fine. I've been playing Resident Evil lately. I have PX Play app on here, so I could actually stream my PS5 Pro, which works phenomenally. Another thing with Bazzite is the native GeForce Now app that came out for Steam does not work correctly on Bazzite. So I'm using a workaround called GeForce Infinity. Unfortunately, it only goes up to 60 FPS, and I do not have an option for HDR. So it works good for now, but that's my biggest complaint with Bazzite is GeForce Now. The native GeForce Now app does not work on it quite yet, as far as I can tell. What else do I got about it? We can look at some Cyberpunk. I know people like to look at that one. Sure, you all have seen a million what you call it, benchmarks on that already. Cyberpunk's weird because that's one of those games that like everybody plays differently. Some use frame generation, some upscale, some like to play it native. Uh, I mess around with it until it looks good, fine to me, and then um, I'm pretty happy with it. But I'm still fairly new to handheld SteamOS gaming. I'm definitely not a expert, but I catch on quick. I like to research stuff and figure it out on my own and all that. So, um, we'll see what I have it set out on here. I still haven't even beat Cyberpunk yet. Slacking. I'm so behind on all the games though. As I said earlier, I just started playing Resident Evil 2 for like the first time ever. Um, all right, let's see. What settings am I at currently? Oops. So I'm on a custom preset. So we can just pick one. Just straight medium, high, medium. My video, oh, my video is at 1920 by 1200. So it's not scaled down at all. Let's just do medium, see how we're at. I don't have frame generation. Let me make sure Decky's turned off. Okay. Or lossless. So I'm at native resolution. Top left, I'm hovering about 40. Just driving. But again, the difference is with this and compared to literally any other handheld on the market right now, I believe, is the VRR window variable refresh rate goes all the way down to 30. So even if you're chilling at like 40, 35, it does not feel like juddery, stuttering, any of that stuff to me. Like, look, I'm at 48, 46, 44, and it does not make me feel like it looks like crap as far as movement goes. Oh, that was a terrible shot. Who's shooting at me? Oh, oh, they're fighting each other. Let's see, I'm hovering around 40, just running around slicing and dicing. And this is at native on a 16 gigabyte Z2 non-extreme on medium settings. Not too shabby. I mean, I'm okay with these. It looks fine to me. Sure, I don't have all like the ray tracing and all that stuff, but like looks good, man. Now if I turned on this lossless, now I'm at 75, 78 frames, which is pretty nice. You probably can't see that in the top left very well, unless I'm like right up on it like that. I'm just glad lossless is an option now on uh, SteamOS and Bazzite. Don't really need to use it all the time because again, that VRR, man, the fact that it goes down to 30, it just makes it's so big a difference. Because look, just running around, I'm below the average like 48 FPS. So if I was playing this on like my Legion Go S, the 32 gigabyte Z1E, because it's a 41 or excuse me 48 VRR window and above, I would notice it. But this still looks good, um, even though I'm only at like 42 frames and below. So that's on medium. I actually don't have a lot of games downloaded, so. Um, oh, I could show you guys the controller too. I got the connector. Give me one sec. In case it gets heavy, right? So just bust this off. Boop. Oh, boop. Bust out the kickstand a la Switch style. And then I got this for like, I don't know, 15 bucks, 20 bucks off of Amazon. And then now I got a controller. So this is kind of what I do at work, or if I'm at home. Like last night, I was playing Rebirth on the couch, and I was after like an hour and a half, my hand was getting kind of tired, so I just like laid back, put this on top of the pillow, kind of like on my stomach, and then I just had the controllers one to each side of me, not even using this, and just playing it, and it was comfortable. Hey, you know my sniping's only bad because I'm streaming, okay? But yeah, controller's pretty cool. On Reddit, some people are like, "Oh, that's gimmicky." I don't really think so, man. Especially if your hands get tired, it is not gimmicky. It's more like a godsend if you want to keep playing. But let me connect these back. Oh, I just pressed the dang power button. See what happens? So it's down and up. There we go. Let's see how well sleep works. So wait for him to power back on before you start moving anything. There we go. And we're back in action. Gotta love that suspend function, right? What are you guys shooting at? Can I shoot too? Oh, what the heck, man? I just wanted to shoot bottles. And this is at 25 watts, so I'm not even like maxed out. So if I like press the little back button, I can slide this all the way to 30 if I want to go full power mode. And we're good. Sorry, my camera's like uneven. But yeah, I'm hovering at 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. When I face the city, it drops a little bit. But this is medium at native 1920 by 1200. No no extras, no lossless. Um, so let me exit that one. Oops. What else? The only things I downloaded on were Vibrant Deck, which I actually don't have turned on, Steam Grid, and then Lossless are the only decky downloads I have right now. I do not have Hogwarts downloaded, or I would try that one. But yeah, man, it's not a lot of information out there on Bazzite, but I think it is great. I think it brings the 16 gigabyte model to life because you can set the VRAM at 8, and I've ran into no issues doing that. Now, when I reset it at 8 on Windows, it sucked. Um, you could just tell it was struggling. So, RAM size 7.55 system, and then I have VRAM at 8. Oh, and I'll show you the HDR too. Um, So you see how right now it says brightness and it's just like the normal, kind of like you see on SteamOS. Um, if you go into a game that has HDR, um, it'll change. And I'm on Bazzite 43. Oh, look, it's my face again. So let's see. Um, let's go back into the grasslands. There. All right, so now when I press options, see right there how it says HDR? That's how you know it's on. What I haven't figured out how to do is to really mess with the HDR settings. It kind of just happens automatically when you go into a game, but I haven't been able to. On desktop mode, I can adjust HDR, but I don't know if that translates to the actual gaming environment. Again, Bazzite's new to me. I've just got it like 3 or 4 days ago. Um, After playing with the SteamOS model of the Legion Go S, uh, Z1E, and I love it. I have the Z2E coming from Best Buy, but it says it's not going to be shipped until December 12th. But this Z2 16 gigabyte is great, honestly. And Costco now has the 32 gigabyte Z2, which I would buy, but I have a Best Buy card that gives 24-month zero APR. And I got a 10% off coupon from them. So the Z2E is basically 135 off. So I'm just going to get that one. If I didn't have that deal, I would get the 32 gigabyte Z2 non extreme from Costco. I think that thing is It's basically this, but a lower variable refresh rate window, OLED, all that good stuff, and it's like 1099 here in the US. The same price as this one. Best Buy charges 1099 for the 16 gigabyte Z2 non-extreme. So, but yeah, I'm hovering at 39, 41. Oh, I was just coming in here to show you guys the HDR. Sorry that it kind of like kicks on. They're still working on that. Um, as far as like really optimizing the HDR, but it works okay. I mean, it's better than nothing. What else do I want to show you guys? I don't have adaptive brightness. Turn that off because adaptive brightness is going to like turn your brightness up or down based on what the sensor sees, like how much light's in the room and stuff. And I hate that. Maybe some people like it, but oh my gosh, it drives me crazy. Um, okay, TDP mode. Let's go down to balanced. So 15 watts. There's a checkbox for setting this fan at full speed if you want to do that. Bazzite RGB mode controls are there. If I press Y, it gives me even more options. Um, so you got CPU settings down here. You can do manual GPU frequency. There's max limit. There's a range. There's fixed. I haven't messed with those. I don't really mess with the CPU and the GPU myself. Um, oh, whoops. And then there's RGB. So you got like solid, pulse, rainbow, spiral. Controller, my emulation mode is Xbox, but you also have hidden, don't know what that is. Steam controller, and then DualSense. So that would be uh, PlayStation, which is pretty cool. I don't think SteamOS actually has the PlayStation input, like where it shows the, this is XYAB, where it shows like the square, X, triangle, and circle. So that's kind of cool. If it does that, I'm not going to change it now though. General, there's some hibernate. You can disable touchscreen until restart. You can run Steam at 60 to 72 hertz. Power off screen before sleep. Here's the update. I'm currently on 43 point blah blah blah. Bug reports, shortcuts. You can set the shortcuts. Like if you swipe up, it brings up the Steam keyboard. You swipe right, has a side menu. So it's swiping shortcuts, which is cool. But yeah, dude, Bazzite, I am very impressed with them. This is just at 15 watts. Put it back at 20. It's Chocobo Bill. If I knew before that Rebirth runs like this well, I would have not played it all the way through on my PS5. I'm almost done with it. I'm on chapter 13. I might start it over so that I can just play it whenever, though, on here. I just started this just for like testing purposes. But yeah, I'm at 20 watts right now, and I'm hovering around 33, 36. And that variable refresh rate window makes it not feel like stuttery crap. That's what I love about this thing is the 30. It makes so many more possibilities with so many games. Because a lot of games you can run around 30, but you know they don't look that great. But when your display can do variable refresh rate down to 30, that is huge. That's a huge selling point, and I feel like not a lot of people are really talking about it. Everybody's just wants to know about pure power, like how much is it outputting, and it's like, no, how does it look based off of what it's outputting? Because this looks just as good as a 48 FPS on the Legion Go S, because that's the VRR window on that one. Or I shouldn't say just as good, but it doesn't bother my eyes. Like it moves smoothly at 30, 30, 35, 36, compared to if it was currently at 35 on the Legion Go S, because the refresh rate wouldn't kick in, variable refresh rate. But yeah, I'm just cruising around 38, 39, 35 FPS. It's crazy. I love this thing, but I'm still excited to get the Z2E 32 gigabyte. I mean, mainly because of power. Oh yeah, and just like Steam, if I go to power, so at 65%, I have 1 hour and 32 minutes left, and that's running at 20 watts. So let's compare that to my Legion Go S. Uh, 32 gigabyte Z1E. Let's let it warm up. So I'm going to put this at custom 20 watts. Oops. And we are currently at 96% battery, and I have 1 hour and 33 minutes of playtime at 96% battery. So it's basically a full battery. And oh, I just locked myself out. So remember that. 1 hour and 33 minutes of playtime at a 96% battery. So now I gotta go in. Oh, I'm back in now. So what was that? 96%? So look at, I'm at 64%. So I have what, 32% less battery, and I have the same amount of time. So projected battery life 130 minutes at 20 watts, because we're running at 20 watts. So Legion Go S Z1E, full battery, full charge, 96%. I get an hour and a half of playtime at 20 watts. This one is only at 64%, so getting close to half full, and I get the same amount of playtime. That's huge on a handheld. I mean, that's what everyone's been complaining about, right? Is obviously it's a bigger battery, that's why. But that's what everybody's been wanting is, and I was watching a video from Cyber Dopamine, and I agree with him. Like, if you can get a solid 2 hours of gaming without having to uh, like drop to medium power, balance low. If you can get 2 hours of full gaming on a handheld, um, that's perfect, I think, and I agree with him. And this does that pretty much, yeah. So that's why I like it. I mean, if I run it, I haven't tried to. Let's see if I run it at 30 watts, what it's going to tell me. So let's let it kick up to 30 watts. I mean, that's going to drop it down. 1 hour. It's still projecting an hour and 29 minutes, but I don't know how true to life that is. We'll give it a second, and then we'll check it again. Slice and dice. All right, let's check again. Yeah, it dropped down to an hour. So with 62% battery, if I'm running at a full 30 watts, not plugged in, I have an hour, which is good. I mean, that's still good, man. If I set this thing here, we'll go back. Let's go back to the Z1E. and see what it says at a full 30 watts. All right. Custom TDP. Let's bump you up to, oh, not 33, 30. There we go. Gotta keep it fair, right? Give it a chance to fire up. Oh, by the way, the fan is not nearly as loud. That's another selling point on the Legion Go 2. This thing, which you can adjust fan speeds, but this thing, it gets up there. Still love it though. It's so comfortable. So yeah, look, we're about the same. So at 30 watts and almost a full battery, I have 1 hour and 6 minutes. That's crazy, right? Like if I unplug this thing from basically full charged and I set it to 30 watts, you're going to get maybe a little over an hour. And I think that's what everyone's complaint has been. Because I'm getting about the same and I'm at 64% battery with this thing. 62. Okay. See, my controls work this time. Last time they bugged out a little bit. Oh, let's give it a minute. Okay, I'm still at 30. So about 51 minutes currently at 62%. So you can, yeah. Oh, now it's up to an hour. It's readjusting. And again, this is an estimate, right? Like my brightness is also at, medium. When I really play, I'm more like probably like right here. But for the sake of taking a video, sometimes when I turn the brightness way up, it doesn't translate very well to the video. So obviously turning my brightness up, it's going to drop my projected battery life down a little bit. Probably takes a minute to kick in. But yeah, let's go back down to performance mode. 20 watts. I probably try, if I'm playing like a game like this, I'll probably run it at like 25. Um, so, I mean, if you can get like 2 hours with 25 watts, that's pretty dang good, man. And, I mean, I know a lot of people are against streaming on handhelds, but if you really want to save battery, you can run one of these bad boys. PX Play, stream your PlayStation, cloud game your Xbox, Game Pass, or GeForce Now. And then you can get like 7 hours of playtime if you want to do that. Which, when you're at home, why not? Why not just stream if you got a good connection? Then you can play as long as you want. But that also requires a subscription. So, but look at this, man. 33, 34, and I'm still like with that low variable refresh rate window. It just does not look nearly as like stuttery as it would on a 48 hertz VRR window. That's why I love this thing, amongst other reasons. There's a lot of reasons I love it. So does anybody have one yet? Are you gonna get one? If you're just tuning in, Costco has the 32 gigabyte model with this chip, the Z2. So this is the 16 gigabyte with the Z2 non-extreme. Uh, the Costco, for basically the same price, has the 32 gigabyte Z2 non-extreme, and I think that is a great deal. because I love this one. So why not get some more RAM? If you're gonna get the 16 gigabyte like I have, I highly suggest you put Bazzite. I haven't tried SteamOS, but I heard Bazzite. They're actively like daily working on making it better every day, specifically for this device, amongst others. So I would suggest Bazzite if you're gonna get the 16 gigabyte model because on Windows it will struggle, especially with games like this and all the crap running in the background. I've also tried the full screen experience, which was okay, but it didn't give the kind of performance gains like Bazzite does. Like everything just runs so good on Bazzite, especially with 16 gigabytes. It's crazy. So let's exit that one. I unfortunately don't have a lot of games downloaded right now. I should have downloaded Hogwarts and some of the other more intensive games just to test out. Resident Evil 2, that's what I've been into lately. I only have about 5 hours into it. And yes, I'm way behind, but um, don't forget to check Steam for all the Black Friday deals. There's stuff that's like hecka cheap. I got Hogwarts was like $8.99, dude. I just bought it for $8.99. Look at it, Red Dead Redemption 2, $14.99. I'm probably gonna buy that just to have it, even though um, it wasn't my cup of tea. Probably gonna get killed for saying that. I'm just not in. I think what it was is I'm just not into Western shooter type games. I veer more towards like games like Final Fantasy, Hogwarts, like Fantasian, Wuthering Waves, Stellar Blade. I like more like the like fantasy world type stuff. I don't really care about games where you're like just shooting things like Uncharted or Last of Us. I don't know. I just can't get into those. So even Cyberpunk, I haven't even beat that yet, but I do like Cyberpunk. And I do like Resident Evil 2, which I guess feels kind of weird to say I like this, but I don't like Last of Us. Um, but I've been enjoying this. My wife's uncle talked me into playing it, and it's been fun. But we can try this out. I know it's a little bit older, but it runs well. Got a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna hop off. Yeah, I mean this game runs great on here. If I switch it to, if you've never used SteamOS, SteamOS does this too. I like to run it at, uh, oh, I have to switch it to windowed. Never mind. I like FSR1 turned on, which is basically sharpness on there, but it's basically, it is FSR1, the sharpness. Here, let's skip. I already saw this part. I just haven't gone forward. Oh, you play as her? See, this is all new to me. Be okay, Leon. So in here, I'm HDR on. So the HDR is working on this game. I'm at native. It says I'm only using 2.2. Uh, it does have FSR turned on. So let's see if I turn that off. Um, yes, I want variable. On. Motion blur off. Okay. See how it does. There. So I'm at about what? I'm at 25 watts and I'm at like 60, 67, 66. But again, this is older game, but it's new to me. So yeah, 16 gigabyte Z2 I think is a uh, great with the caveat if you're going to put Bazzite on it. So if you're not going to put Bazzite on it and you're only going to run Windows, I don't think the 16 gigabytes of RAM is quite enough. I tried it for like a week with Windows and I wasn't a huge fan. So, but that's just my take. If you get this one, put Bazzite on it. Otherwise, you should get the 32 gigabyte from Costco for the same price, and you get 16 more gigabytes of RAM. And what else? I have the Z2E coming in. I know there's already been plenty of videos on that. That's why I wanted to put this one out because there's not a lot on the 16 gigabyte. But the Z2E 32 gigabyte, I'll be getting that one hopefully by the 12th, according to Best Buy. Um, we'll see, and then I'll do some videos on that. But basically, from what I've gathered, the Z2 is basically a Z1E, and the Z2E, as of right now, is where you're getting the gains is battery life. So um, at lower power modes, so like balanced or even low, it's going to run better than this would, the Z2 at balanced or the Z1E at balanced. But I like the idea of more battery life. That's why I'm getting it. And even at higher watts, like 30 watts, it's still going to do slightly better than this Z2, but um, not enough to justify like 250 bucks, in my opinion, and most people's. So, but that's all I got for now. I'll see you guys next Sunday with another live video. I try to do them once a week on Sundays here in the US, on different handhelds, all kinds of stuff. So I do consoles and basically PS5 and handhelds. That's kind of where I'm at right now with this channel. So thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.